Hi guys, and welcome once again to day 59 of our 365 Days of Courage, where we always try to encourage one another every day for a year. We look for verses in the Bible that assures us not to be afraid, to fear nothing, and to take courage. Our courage verse for today is taken from the book of Genesis chapter 50 verse 21. Anong sabi doon? So then, do not be afraid. I will provide for you and for your children. Okay. This is Joseph's statement sa kanyang mga kapatid. Because after Jacob died and was buried, yung mga kapatid nitong si Joseph migrated to Egypt because of the famine nga. And of course, papasok sila sa Egypt. They are foreigners in that land. Joseph, out of his love for his brothers, assured them na huwag kayong matakot. Akong bahala. I will provide. Okay? Now, how can a person who has been hurt by his brothers forgives them and takes them in and continues to provide for them? Diba? That's love. That's love. Joseph's love for his brothers was not only shown in words, but also in actions. And he did provide for his brothers and their families. Now, napakaganda ang ating first reading sa araw na ito. Taken still from the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 1 to 19, but I will focus on verse 8. Anong sabi doon? God Himself will provide. Now, sino nagsabi nito? This was Abraham's statement sa kanyang anak na si Isaac. Noong we all know the story when God commanded Abraham to offer Isaac. If he truly loves the Lord, then he's going to offer his only son. And Abraham was so obedient to the Lord, trusting Him. So, isinama niya itong si Isaac, including yung mga panggatong. And syempre, he told Isaac that they're going up in the mountains para mag-o-offer sila. And Isaac, while they were going up the mountain, sabi niya, Tay, nasan yung i-o-offer natin? Kompleto na yung gamit natin. Where's the offering? Where's the animal? And so that was when Abraham told Isaac, huwag ka mag-alala, bibigyan ng Diyos. Unknowingly, para kay Isaac, hindi niya alam na siya pala yung magiging offering. But God did this to Abraham to test his loyalty and his faith. Imagine, isasakripisyo mo yung kaisa-isang anak mo. Anak mo na hinintay mo ng pagkarami-raming taon. Who now can do that? Siguro wala, no? Because by nature, makasarili tayo. By nature, we would want to keep for ourselves, especially the best things. Diba? Now, ang ano ko lang dito, ang correlation nito doon sa ating courage verse for today is God will provide. Just like Joseph providing for his brothers and their families in Egypt because they are foreigners in that land, and here is Joseph who is a man in charge of the whole country. Alangan naman na siya na ngayong in charge sa, especially sa rasyon ng mga pagkain, especially dun sa treasury. Tapos hindi niya aalagaan yung kanyang mga kapatid at ang kanilang pamilya. And as we have said, it is out of Joseph's love for his brothers and their families that he did it, that he provided for them, and he even assured them na huwag kayong matakot, akong bahala sa mga pangangailangan ninyo. Now, the story of the offering of Abraham is when he was about to sasaksakin na niya si Isaac, God spoke to him and said, Abraham, now I know that you love me because you are willing to sacrifice your only son for me, and so therefore do not harm Isaac. Since I have promised you that you will have many descendants through Isaac, do not kill him, do not harm the boy. And so, ano na ang i-offer? Then, all of a sudden, there was a ram caught in the bushes at yun yung kinuha ni Abraham na kinatay nila and offered it to God. Indeed, yung sinabi niya kay Isaac na sinabi niya, God will provide the offering, nangyari nga. Now, minsan kasi sa atin, ang hirap nating magtiwala that God will provide. Because, imagine mo yung nasa iyo na, yung pinakaasam-asam mo, and then God is asking you to let it go. Reasoning will say, ano ka, tanga? Andyan na nga, ibibigay mo pa. Yung bang kakainin mo na lang, tapos may nanghingi. Maalala ko tuloy yung advertisement ng Fita, 'di ba? Binigyan ng lalaki ng Fita yung mahiwagang matandang babae. Kalahati nga lang. Kaya nung nag-wish siya, sports car, kulay red, hati din. Because hati yung binigay mo, so hati din ang babalik sa'yo. But that is not how it is with God. As long as you give, yung para sa'yo na sana, shinare mo pa rin sa iba, God will multiply that. Hindi lang kalahati. Hindi kagaya nung advertisement ng Fita. But then, that remains to be seen. And it takes great faith for a person, kagaya ni Abraham, to actually follow God's commands. Kahit na alam niya, ano ba naman, Lord, ipinagdasal ko, nabigyan mo ako ng anak. Nangako ka sa akin na yung mga magiging descendants ko will be as numerous as the stars in the sky, as the sands in the seashore. And yet, here you are asking me to sacrifice my only son. I'm already old. How can I procreate anymore? But you see, Abraham trusted God, and indeed, nothing is impossible with God. Indeed, up until now, we are the descendants of Abraham, as promised by God to Abraham. And so, it takes great trust, guys. Now, I know that, especially now sa pandemic, we are nakukulangan tayo. And sometimes, yun na nga, isasaing mo na lang. Remember the story of the woman who fed the prophet? Yung iluluto na lang niya for herself and for her son, and then after that, hintayin na lang daw nila that they will die. The last na yun na iluluto niya. But then, and he said, it's okay, iluto mo yan, gawin mo yan, but first, give me something to eat too. Pero nagtiwala itong babae, at what happened? Yung kanilang jar did not run out of oil. Yung kanilang lagayan ng harina, it did not run out of flour. And so you see, but of course, ito ang maganda. Trust muna. Faith muna. Now, have you noticed that the more you keep for yourself, the more you keep longing, the more na nag-iipon ka, the more na nakikita mo, kulang pa to. Diba? But the more you give, parang di maubos-ubos. It is because we are channels of blessings to others. And this is where I am so grateful to my sister, our eldest, si Ate S. Pamilyado na siya sa ngayon, and we are all grown ups also, and my brothers and sister, my other sister, is also pamilyado na rin. But then, my sister Esther still continues to support us kapag meron kaming mga kailangan. And the way I see it, the more she gives to us, the more she helps. Hindi lang sa amin, she helps all other people also na nangangailangan. The more she helps them, the more that she is blessed. And hindi niya namamalayan yun, but I noticed it. And so you see, the more na nagbibigay ka, the more na nagpapadala ang Diyos. Hindi nauubusan ng grasya ang Panginoon. And so do not hoard. Huwag mong itago. Do not keep it to yourself. Kasi nga, the more na itinatago mo, the more na parang kulang pa. And the more that you want and long for things, and all those things na ina-accumulate mo, hindi ka rin makukontento. Now, alam ko na may mga katanungan sa inyong mga isipan. How will God provide for all our needs? For Joseph, he is already a man in power. For Abraham and Isaac, andun yung ram for them. For us, paano kaya iproprovide ng Panginoon yan? Through other people. And who knows, you can also be a blessing right now, mamaya, bukas. God may ask you to give up something so that He will also bless you, so that He will continue to bless others. Alright? As I've said, we are all channels of blessings. Now, I remember this story. Very famous ito. About a young boy, isang gabi, pumatok dun sa isang bahay, and it was raining, and then he was wet all over. And then, in that cottage na kung saan siya pumatok, there lived a woman. Walang asawa, walang anak. And then, he let the boy in. Diba? Binihisan niya, and provided a meal for him. Actually, the boy only needed water, but then he gave him milk. Kinabukasan, wala yung bata. Tumakas, I don't know. And then, as the days went on, the woman got sick. She was lying in the hospital. And then, of course, every day, bills are piling up. And then, she was worried, baka hindi niya mabayaran yung kanyang bill dun sa hospital. And then, nung nagamot na siya, and then it's time for her to be discharged from the hospital, yung kanyang bill nakalagay dun, paid in full with a glass of milk. And it turned out that little boy na tinulungan nitong babae is the attending doctor, attending physician. So you see, what goes around comes around. So huwag kang matakot because hindi tayo mauubusan ng mga biyaya. God will bless you. God will provide for you through other people. And you could also be God's blessings to other people. Diba? So, ganun lang yun, guys. Give, receive, give, receive. Diba? Ganun lang. Pasa-pasa lang. Do not hoard. Do not stop the cycle with you. Oh, the cycle of violence, the cycle of hate, let it stop with you. But the cycle of blessings, the cycle of love, the cycle of peace, diba? You just pass it on. Pass it on, guys. Alright? And so, guys, do not worry. If you are in your days na, if you are in your wanting days, kapag ka you are undergoing this situation na walang-wala na, trust in God. Trust in God. Just like how He was able to provide the ram for the offering para kay Abraham at kay Isaac, and how Joseph's brothers brought Joseph into their lives to provide for them for that famine, He will also do for you. Trust Him. Believe in His words. God will provide. Alright, guys? Mahirap mang gawin. I know, mahirap. Kasi, nirarationalize kasi natin. What if? Trust Him. God is asking you to trust Him now. Trust Him tomorrow. Trust Him for next week. Trust Him for all your needs. He will not run out of graces for each and every one of us. He will not run out of blessings for each and every one of us. Alright, guys? So, guys, thank you once again for watching. And I hope you tune in tomorrow for day 60 of our 365 days of courage. Bye!